Are you ready to meet a 91-year-old who still walks runways like she owns time itself? You heard that right. I would have thought I was crazy too, until you hear this story. This is the story of Carmen Dell'Orefice, the world's oldest working supermodel, and quite possibly the most elegant argument against ageism we've ever seen. But before you go thinking she's always lived a life of luxury and ease, stop right there. Because Carmen didn't start with glamour. She started with grit. She was born in New York City during the Great Depression. Her parents were poor, her childhood was rocky, and by the time she was just 10, her father had abandoned her. Carmen and her mother were on their own. They moved constantly, struggled financially, and even spent time living in a foster home. She wore clothes sewn from hand-me-downs. She missed meals. She developed rheumatic fever, which forced her to stop ballet, her first dream. At times, life felt like a series of closed doors, and yet, something about Carmen refused to fade. Even then, there was a quiet poise to her, a stillness, a kind of timeless grace that couldn't be dulled by circumstance. Then, at age 13, everything changed. She was riding a bus on her way to ballet class when a woman noticed her. This wasn't just any old woman. This was a modeling scout. 2 years later, Carmen graced the cover of Vogue. At 15, she was the youngest model ever to do it, and that could have been it. A one-time splash in the fashion world. But Carmen, she was just getting started. Today, she's still modeling, still captivating audiences, still redefining what it means to be beautiful at any age. So what's her secret? How does she continue to look and feel so vibrant, so alive well into her 90s? Let's unpack the daily rituals and mindset habits that keep Carmen glowing from the inside out, starting with the one that literally touches her every day, skincare. Carmen's philosophy is refreshingly simple: moisturize, protect, and let your skin breathe. She doesn't chase youth with overpriced serums or 14-step regimens. No TikTok hacks, no chemical peels, just consistency. She moisturizes religiously, morning and night, not because a brand told her to, but because she knows her skin and she respects it. And above all, sunscreen, every single day. Rain or shine, she treats it like a seatbelt for her face, a non-negotiable. Studies show that people who wear SPF daily show 24% less skin aging than those who don't. Carmen doesn't need a study to tell her that. She's living proof. When she's not in front of the camera, she goes makeup-free. No concealer, no foundation, just bare, breathing skin. She calls it skin freedom. And for someone who grew up poor, who once had to make her own makeup from beet juice and petroleum jelly, that freedom is earned. Now, let's talk food. Carmen doesn't do diets. She's lived long enough to know that restriction and obsession are a fast track to burnout. Instead, she eats intuitively, listening to her body like it's giving her fashion notes. If she doesn't like how something is prepared, she changes it. She steams spinach instead of sautéing it. She mixes veggies into yogurt. She finds what works and makes it delicious. Every morning starts the same way: a glass of water with lemon. Not because it's trendy, because it works. It hydrates. It wakes up her system. It's her natural reboot button. She eats probiotic yogurt for gut health. She pays attention to what her body craves. And yes, she still eats ice cream. She loves ice cream. It's her ultimate joy food, not daily, but often enough to keep life delicious. The way Carmen eats is a love letter to her body. Nourishing, satisfying, unrestricted. That's a wellness routine that actually lasts. And what about movement? It's her way of greeting her body, saying, "I see you. Let's move." Then she gets up, turns on some jazz, and moves slowly. She rides a stationary bike while her tea brews. She walks with friends for connection and fresh air. No timers, no trackers, just presence. If something hurts, she adapts. If she feels good, she keeps going. That's how she's kept her body strong, balanced, and mobile for nearly a century, by listening. But here's where it gets deeper. Carmen doesn't just move for her body, she moves for her mind. Which brings us to the next part of her daily ritual, breath work. While most people rush through their mornings, Carmen slows down. She takes deep, conscious breaths, calming her nervous system before the chaos begins. Breath is her anchor, her daily dose of clarity, her reset button when life gets loud. And it's no surprise, this habit isn't just soothing, it's backed by science. Deep breathing lowers cortisol levels, reduces anxiety, and improves mental sharpness. For Carmen, it's not a wellness trend, it's a way of being. When she's faced with something new, a photo shoot, a difficult conversation, even just unfamiliar territory, she prepares. She visualizes, she grounds herself. Because confidence doesn't come from pretending to be fearless. It comes from knowing how to find your calm when the pressure rises. And when she needs to unwind, she creates. She sews, she photographs, she plays. It's not just for fun, it's her therapy. Her connection to her roots, her way of remembering where she came from and why she keeps going. Now let's talk about the part of her life that might surprise you most. Carmen still believes in love, in connection, in intimacy, and she's not shy about it. She once said, "Why would I give that up?" To her, aging isn't the end of romance, it's the evolution of it. She compares it to a vintage car. You've got to turn the engine on once in a while to keep it running. She embraces desire, touch, affection, not in a performative way, but as part of being fully alive. Even now, she has a partner. She doesn't define it, she just feels it. She calls it the dance of need. And whether it's once a week or once a year, she doesn't apologize for it. Because Carmen knows something most people forget, that sensuality isn't about youth, it's about presence. It's about connection, and that's something age can't take away. Now, here's the thing that ties it all together, the real transformation. For Carmen, aging hasn't been about holding on, it's been about letting go of pressure, of perfection, of pretending. She doesn't wish she were younger, she celebrates where she is now. She wears her years like silk, soft, strong, and absolutely stunning. So what's the takeaway? Carmen Dell'Orefice isn't chasing youth, she's mastering age. She's a living, breathing reminder that beauty doesn't fade, it deepens. That self-care doesn't start with trends, it starts with trust. That movement, breath, nourishment, creativity, and love. Those are the things that make us glow. And if she can do it, through hardship, through decades, through change, so can you. What's one habit you can steal from Carmen today? Maybe it's that stretch in bed, or a walk with a friend, or a scoop of ice cream enjoyed without guilt. Maybe it's as simple as sunscreen, or breath work, or saying yes to love a little more boldly. Whatever it is, do it not to chase youth, but to honor yourself, today, as you are. Because here at 50 Plus Feel Good, we're not about anti-aging, we're about pro-vitality. We believe age is a privilege, and Carmen? She's living proof. If this story inspired you, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Which of Carmen's rituals are you bringing into your own life? And remember, you're not growing old, you're growing bold.